It's Tuesday, June the 6th, 2017, and this is your Barbados Today afternoon update. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. We begin with news that the National Insurance Department is warning employers and self-employed Barbadians who are struggling to pay their contributions not to run and hide. Deputy Director of the NIS, Jennifer Hunt, is warning them to just go into the department and make alternative arrangements.
In terms of defaulting, yes, we are aware of the economic climate, and therefore we always encourage any employer or self-employed person who's unable to meet their monthly commitments to us or their quarterly commitments to come into our compliance department and set up an arrangement. This is where the compliance inspector or the head of the section will sit with them, review their particular circumstance, and they will agree on how they can make these payments and sign off on a payment plan. So that's what we're doing. We work directly with our customers, but we always encourage them to come in and make that agreement. Do not just not pay us and then the National Insurance Department is not aware of your particular circumstance. So that's what we do with respect to our employers and self-employed persons out there in this climate.
The local construction industry is to benefit from a range of new building technologies within the next 6 to 12 months. Samples of the technologies were introduced to Barbados by Arawak Cement Company, which is owned by global building materials firm Cemex, during last weekend's BMEX at the Lloyd Erskine Sandyford Center. Now, Arawak's marketing manager, Juan Bedoya, said response to the initiative had been encouraging.
So it's been really exciting. People are now finding great ways of how to use concrete and great ways of how to, what you can do with cement and what you can do with concrete. It's not only creative and nice and pretty, but it's actually something that fixes your solution. You can control water with it, you can control temperature with it, you can control strength with it. So all these solutions are going to be an improvement in the Barbadian market. So the response has been quite good. We have had quite a few very good crowd going to our booth, and a lot of people are interested. We have some projects that we're going to be introducing ourselves to, and we're going to be endorsing those projects because I think that we have the technology to endorse them and to make them a reality. So it has been really, really exciting these last couple of days.
Meanwhile, there has been mixed response from the exhibitors to BMEX, with some suggesting it did not live up to expectations.
It's not as good as previous years. Yeah, definitely. It's a kind of lower than, yeah.
What do you think is the reason behind that?
I really can't say what's the reason, but definitely you can see it, you can feel it, It's quite not the same.
This year I find that everything's a little low-key in terms of patrons passing through, and I find that they like the products, but they are not like spending like they used to a couple years ago. I don't know if it has anything to do with the drop in the rates of the economy, or I don't know.
Tourism officials are concerned that Caribbean countries could lose their cultural authenticity within the next decade if several critical steps are not taken to preserve the cultural identity in each island. As the annual Caribbean Week got off to a pulsating and energetic start in New York on Monday night, industry players and Caribbean diaspora representatives agreed that the region was selling itself short when it came to that segment of the tourism industry. They were speaking as part of a panel during the Caribbean Diaspora Forum at the Medgar Evers College in Brooklyn, New York, on the topic, Optimizing the Economic Potential of Cultural and Heritage Tourism. Chief Executive Officer of the Global Enterprises Management Solutions of St. Lucia, Wilson Baptiste, said the region was facing trepidation with regards to cultural and heritage tourism.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Who call and get your yams and potatoes? Wait, my girl, how you want to see you for long?
I got how you keeping, but you don't sell the nation paper no more.
But that paper ain't selling. This month now I stop selling that. Look, one time I would have make a little dollar on the Sunday sun. But when Sunday night, I still trying to get the weather there.
Well, you know you can't call that the Sunday sun no more. You gotta call that sunset news. Cause at no time that news stale.
People complain that them ain't got nothing in it to read, and the price keep going up all the time. A woman abused me so sick the other day, telling me that she just read Barbados today online for free. I couldn't take that abusing soul, so I switched to my potatoes and yams.
Well, let me tell you, at pork selling, you got to raise pigs. How much for the yams?
Oh, 75 cents a pound.
But that's cheaper than that stale news. Give me...
How much you want?
a pound.
Only a pound? Anyhow, these eating real good. Let me wrap them up for you. Come.
The Barbados Today, news you can trust.
Welcome back with news from the region now. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Jamaica is rejecting claims that Jamaican authorities searched a Trinidad government minister at Norman Manley International Airport on Friday. Trinidadian Minister Ayanna Roy Webster was reportedly searched while preparing to board a flight after attending a conference in Jamaica. But the Jamaica government contends that it's the airline to blame and not the immigration or customs officials.
But in a release this afternoon, the Office of the Prime Minister said the search was not done by Jamaican immigration or customs officials nor security personnel retained by the government. Foreign Affairs Minister Kamina Johnson-Smith stated that the search was done by a private security company retained by the airline on which the Trinidadian minister and her delegation were traveling.
Furthermore, we're advised that such searches are generally undertaken by the airline under international conventions and are based on random computer selection for additional security screening.
And on the global front, President Donald Trump's promise to end the Obama administration's catch and release Mexican immigration policy is proving difficult to enforce. Immigrants are still flooding the border despite Trump's vow.
When Mexico sends its people, they're not sending their best.
Donald Trump campaigned on a promise to lock up anyone entering the United States illegally. But 4 months in, a Reuters investigation finds U.S. border agents are still releasing illegal migrants after they're caught crossing the border from Mexico, just as they did under the Obama-era policy known as catch and release. There's one big change, though. Far fewer migrants are trying to cross into the United States. Border agents telling us that's because Trump's rhetoric has convinced people in Mexico and Central America, incorrectly it turns out, that Trump is already cracking down. I'm Julia Ainsley, Justice Correspondent for Reuters, and behind me is the Rio Grande River, where just months ago, frequently you would see raft crossers. These are people coming, usually undocumented, across from Mexico to the U.S. side of the border. Border Patrol often watch this area to pick those people up, to process them, see if they were claiming asylum. And now the river is almost vacant. We see some people on the Mexican side, but there's very little traffic.
And that's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. Also subscribe to our e-paper email updates and like us on Facebook. We are also on Izumi Media in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you, as well as Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic day.